My name is Andrea Berkemeier, and I'm from the States. Before coming to KCL, I graduated with a degree in Biomedical Engineering from the University of Michigan. So I'm in the Bioethics and Society program, and my studies here are made possible through the Roger M. Jones Fellowship at the University of Michigan, which is designed to give engineers an opportunity to deepen their engineering education through studying the humanities at a European institution. So I recognize that the humanities are different from the social sciences, are different from engineering. But I think that's one of the really cool aspects about this program is that it's so interdisciplinary. So we combine philosophical theory with clinical practice, and we approach that through an understanding of social factors. And by doing that, people with various backgrounds are not just valued, but also actively engaged at the discussion table. One of the most interesting experiences that I've had here is following the discussion regarding mitochondrial DNA diseases. It's particularly interesting following it from a perspective in London, since that's where everything's going on right now. Back in February, I had the opportunity to attend the debate in the Houses of Parliament, and that kind of spiked some interest in covering that for my case studies project in bioethics. And I also then had an opportunity to present at the Nuffield Council and making further preparations to present at the conference that we'll be hosting this summer. For many of us, this will be one of our first time presenting at an international conference, if you will. And it's really cool because it gives us as students an opportunity to practice, I guess you would say, presenting in front of many, not just your peers, but also faculty and staff. Some of the questions that I'm looking at are, how are bioethical considerations incorporated into reproductive counseling sessions with adolescents? And do patients perceive themselves to be cognitively and emotionally mature enough to handle the information both on a technical level, on a risk-based analysis, and on in terms of ethical considerations regarding the information that is shared in reproductive counseling. And then also questions such as how do the social identities of the patients impact the way that they receive the information. After this program, I plan to study medicine. I'm actually in the process of applying for medical school back in the States right now. And I hope that this bioethics education can serve as a foundation for using ethics within clinical practice. So actually, yesterday I was just speaking with a physician who both he practices clinical medicine, so he sees patients, but he also does research on the side, or not on the side because it's very much integrated into his practice, but within bioethics. So I hope to be able to not just incorporate bioethics into my clinical practice, but then also to continue doing research so that we can share those best practices with other clinicians as well. There's something really exciting about living and studying and doing research in London. As I was sharing earlier with the opportunity to study about the mitochondrial DNA, there's something very much different about reading it on the news and also experiencing it here, going to the debates and seeing it covered in 6 different newspapers and being able to piece through the different information with the on-site information that you gathered from going to the debate yourself. I live quite near to the eye and to Big Ben, and just there's an excitement about being able to live in London and experience everything in addition to the core curriculum here. One of the really exciting parts has been the London medical excursions. We've been able to go to the old operating theatre. We just had a tour last week of places around the city that have a rich medical history. Things like that. I mean, the States is only a couple hundred years old, so we just don't even have that history to access. Right, well, so I guess that's a great question, because we have access to tons of resources. So it definitely feels like a large institution, because we'll get emails, about attending a debate at the House of Parliament, or just going to different conferences that are at Cambridge or Oxford or UCL or different things like this. But at the same time, I have classes with maybe 6 people. I just had my genomics module only had 6 or 7 people in it. And so you're able to engage really deeply with the material and, again, listen to those various backgrounds. We have students that have background serving as genetic counselors, or they are studying medicine, or they've served as nurses, or different things. So they all come to class with a different perspective. And when you're in small classes like this, you get to have those more intimate conversations that you may not be able to have if it was just a lecture style with 200 people.